Howdy folks, Kerbo here. Welcome back to Ravenport. And I am getting ready to plant the last of our fields. Got everything planted except for this one, which is 18 I believe. And we're planting soybeans on everything except the 4 fields around the farm, which are oat for the horses. Everything else is soybeans, and then we got the 2 grass fields over there. Soybeans look like they were selling pretty good, so that's what we're going to go with. I'm in the wrong gear. There we go. Sometimes when I start out, the shuttle gets confused. So I'm going to do a couple headland rows here, so I have some room to turn around. It's just probably backwards how you'd really do it. We just got this field to plant, and then everything's good to go. I'll just make a run down this direction. While we're pointed this way. And not too much else to report on, just been planting fields. And I went ahead and rode the horses today, so the horses are good. And we're just kind of cruising through the day. Looks like I might want to do a headland down here. I guess once we get past the water tank, we're not in shape. You know what? That doesn't actually look like it's planting, does it? I have had some issues with some of these fields. It is showing soybeans there. Showing planted there. It's just not changing the texture. Is it not changing the texture on the field? So I think it is actually planting. It's just the texture's messed up. This is the first time I've touched this field since I did the editing, the manual editing with the placeables over there. So I think the texture is just messed up. Follow this row down. That may be too far over. So we're kind of guessing here. We'll end up with beans on the field. I just don't know how clean it'll be. That looks like that's changing. I changed it here. Did I just mess that up? What's going on? Yeah, because it showed as planted on the overview. It's showing as planted. I don't know. It's showing... Oh, it is showing that it's planted. Okay. Maybe I'm just going crazy. That could be a possibility. Alright. Well, let's lay some beans down here. Was I just looking at the wrong part of the field down here? That could be too. It's been a long day so far. I'm trying to sneak in a little recording here. This is actually Wednesday. Looking up here, the 12th. So this should be Monday's episode. Trying to get some recording done because I've got a busy weekend. Going to be out of town all weekend. Oh, I see, okay. So it's just removing the stubble. That's why it looked different. Looked like it wasn't doing anything, but it is removing the stubble. So we're good. We're all good. The texture is the same, but the stubble is gone. I missed a row over there. So yeah, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, but I've got videos all queued up. This should be Mondays. So we got that covered. Turn sharp enough here. I really wish they had a smaller John Deere tractor. So I would kind of like another little tractor just for choring around the farm. But this is the smallest one. At least until we get mods. Speaking of mods, I know I was going to try to keep this pretty vanilla, but you know what? There's just not very much American equipment in Farm Sim 19. And been testing out some mods. It's a really nice Chevy Duramax that might replace our generic pickup. We shall see. Nice gooseneck livestock trailer. Somebody has changed the Wilson livestock trailer that I actually used in 17. They've changed it to 19. Got the usual PJ trailers that have been converted. And what I had was just called trailer. Somebody's calling it a skid steer trailer now. It's just a regular tongue hitch. Kind of like 20-foot, 16-foot trailer, something like that. So they're starting to get some American mods out. So we may start to dabble. We'll see. I kind of wanted to keep this generic. But I don't know. If we don't get any nice maps out soon, I might just stay on this map for the series, even when Seasons comes out. And just start adding in mods. You guys let me know what you think. I can pretty much keep it vanilla, or we can start adding in stuff as needed. Still missing a row here and there, but it's going to be mostly planted with beans. I do think I have... Do I have growth on slow? Need to look that up. I think growth is on slow. So it may be a while before harvest time rolls around. There, I think we won't miss a row this time. Weather has been great so far. No rain in sight. No weeds have shown up yet, which I guess is a blessing. Weeds seem like maybe they're kind of buggy from reading around on the forums. I still, on my Twitch farm, have yet to see any weeds. And I'm not seeing any on this either. Other people have their whole fields immediately choked with weeds. So I don't know what's going on with the weeds. Maybe I've just been lucky. And you also notice the service life on this John Deere is really low now. And we've really not used it that much. We're just kind of getting started. It's been sucking down the fuel pretty good. So I'm thinking we might have to repair that. Let's run over those bushes. That's fine. Because if it's going to suck down that much fuel, it's going to be kind of pricey. But pretty surprised at the limited service life. Not even made it through a harvest yet. You know, a full season per se. I'm hoping the mic audio is okay on this episode. I've got my mic in a little different position because of the wheel. Trying something different, so I'll check that out in editing. Try to balance it all out. So we have the horses established. I'm trying to decide what to start with next and where to put it. Kind of thinking sheep maybe, because they're easy to get started. And we're already doing grass and hay for the horses. But where do we put the sheep enclosure? No idea. Do some looking around. Like to get into cows. Again, we need some place to put it, and probably more grass. We'll have to see how the grass harvest goes. There's a little bit of a flat spot over there by the restaurant, but I haven't bought that land yet. And it would eat up pretty much the rest of our capital. We'll see. I'll do some investigating. Some experimenting. About one more pass. Got to have this field done. I'll double check the overview. Something else I kind of want to look into is maybe some kind of placeable for seed and fertilizer storage on the farm. Or some kind of service trailer maybe. So I had to make quite a few trips into town doing all this seeding. It really slows you down. You got to leave the field and go to town, and I got a forklift now at the shop that belongs to the shop. So we can use that as needed. But it's just kind of a pain having to run into town for seed all the time. Or run back to the farm. And if we stock up the farm, we have to have pallets, big bags sitting around everywhere. But I haven't been really super happy with any of the mods I found that offer that functionality. They all kind of look toy-like and plasticky. Alright, I think we're good. So we'll see. Yeah, we're going to call that good enough. So that is everything planted. We've got oats over here on these 4 fields. We've got 3 fields worth of soybean. And then this is grass. So I think that'll do it. So the flat spot that might work for cows and stuff is here. But that's $500,000, so I'm not going to buy that. At least not today. But let's head back to the farm with this. We might just do a little looking around. We got a little bit of time on this episode. We're only about 13 minutes in. Might do a little looking around. We're a flattish area, or maybe an area we could clear. It would take a sheep pasture or a cow enclosure. Sheep are nice and easy, but cows are more interesting. We get that guy to move. There's something there, maybe. Or if we wanted to do a lot of terraforming, there are several spots around here we could clear out. Some of this here we could clear out. It's relatively flat. We'd have to cut some trees and do some terraforming, but it's doable. Still need to get that plowed up and planted with grass. Or rolled. I wonder if I roll that, if it'll grow grass back. Maybe we could experiment with that. That's something we could do. The in-game roller, I had heard on the, it's either Reddit or the forums, about the in-game roller, how you couldn't lift it up unless you switched. So you have to tow it one way, and then you can lower it, and then you have to unhook and go around to the side and attach it. I'm like, surely they weren't that stupid. But they were. I don't know who decided that was a good idea, but they should be fired. It's just nearly unusable. It's insane. It's completely useless. Because it resets the terrain. So if you want to reset the terrain, you pull it over, and then you lower it. Now you can't move it once it's lowered. You have to unhook from that hitch, move around to the side and hook onto that hitch, and then you can move it. But you can't raise it. When you're done moving it, you got to unhook from that hitch, move back around to the front, hook onto that hitch, and then raise it. It's like, what? I don't know. Oops. Backing this thing up is always fun because perspective. Alright, I think I'm getting between the posts. It's a start. Am I missing the fertilizer? No. Kind of barely fits between the posts. Then you gotta miss the fertilizer wagon. Now we're missing the fertilizer wagon. There we go. Alright, let's run down to the store, and I've got, somebody has modded the lizard roller from the last game, 17. And it works normally in a sane manner. So I'm going to run down to the store, we'll grab that. You freeze the TrackIR. Should reset. No, it's weird. Like if you don't have TrackIR, the camera is in a different position. You can actually see the steering wheel. It's like you're an extra foot taller if you have TrackIR turned on. There we go. Just got hunched down in my chair. Don't remember if I've got the mod turned on. Might have to take a quick segue. We'll grab the roller, see if we can get that field cleared up where we had the storage barn originally. And I'm curious to see if you reset the ground there, does it grow grass back? Don't know how that works. I know if you paint with the tools, it destroys the grass and does not come back. So you got to be careful with that. Then somebody on the bug report on the forums about the roller was saying all the different ways you could use the roller. So if you have like ground and roll it, it does one thing. If it's a field and you do it, resets it one way. But if it's a field with grass planted and then you redo it, it grows back grass or something like that. I don't know. It's really complicated. Got and left my truck here. Let me see. We have the roller mod. I don't have that mod turned on. This thing is worthless. There's no point in even trying to use it. So I'm going to go grab the roller mod, and I'll be right back. Well, hello there. Welcome back. Go grab the roller. There's the one that works, and it's only 900 bucks. Not sure I agree with that, but let's make that John Deere green. Let's buy it. So this is the roller that just resets the ground. You can't choose the texture like the modded roller in 17. Hopefully we'll get that at some point. That was super useful, but we do have the tools now. It just costs money to paint. So I don't know if anybody will do the roller mod or not. So let's go roll this ground. We'll see what happens. Let's turn on the F1 menu real quick. So we have lower, and that's the only thing I see. So as far as I know, you can just lower it and it rolls the ground and resets it. No other functionality. It said John Deere Korean, but it almost looks darker than the tractor. Alright, what's this thing do? On the ground. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. Except deleting the grass. Okay. Put that F1 menu up again. Did I miss something? Lower. There's no other stuff other than lower and lift. Huh. I thought that would reset the ground, but maybe it only works on fields. So maybe we have to plow that first. Maybe that's how that works. Not entirely sure, but I'll play around with that, and we'll see how that went in the next episode. I think that'll be it for this one. I'll run back to the farm and I'll get the plow, and I'll do some tinkering. Thanks for hanging out as always, and I will catch you next time. Take care.